You know the old advice to get more done, you just need to grind harder, right? Push through it. But what if the real secret to a drive that actually lasts isn't about more effort at all, but about having a stronger foundation? Today, we're going to dig into why emotional stability might just be your single greatest asset. We have all been there. I mean, you've got a goal, you know exactly what you need to do to get there, but the motivation, it's just gone. And what's the first thing we do? We usually turn the blame inward and ask ourselves that really nagging question, am I just being lazy? And that internal blame game, it's pretty predictable, isn't it? We run down the usual list of suspects. Oh, I just lack discipline, or my time management is terrible, or maybe I'm just not passionate enough. And of course, the big one, plain old laziness. But hang on, what if all of those things, discipline, passion, all of that, are just the very tip of the iceberg? What if by blaming ourselves for these surface level things, we're completely missing the real problem that's hiding just out of sight? This is where we get to the hidden root cause. Because you see, the issue often isn't a problem with your drive itself. No, it's a problem with the very foundation that your drive is supposed to be built on. So, what is this hidden root cause? Well, more often than not, it's a lack of emotional stability. You see, motivation doesn't just exist in a vacuum. It's connected to this whole inner system. And when that system gets overloaded with stress and emotional static, our drive becomes brittle, fragile, and totally unreliable. Okay, but before we go any further, we need to get really clear about what we're talking about here. That term, emotional stability, gets misunderstood all the time. So let's just bust a few of the most common myths right now. First off, let's be super clear about what emotional stability is not. It is not about feeling zen and calm 24/7. It's not being some kind of robot, emotionally flat or numb to the world. No way. What it is being grounded when you're under pressure. It's about your ability to recover from a setback, to bounce back, and to find your way back to your center when life inevitably knocks you off balance. So, how does a shaky foundation actually mess with our drive? Well, it causes this massive shift in how we operate. It moves us from a state of acting with intention to a state of just reacting. Let's look at how this changes absolutely everything. Think about it like this. When you're in a stable state, you're acting from a place of clarity, of meaning, of real intention. But when that stability is gone, you become purely reactive. All of a sudden, your actions are being fueled by urgency, by pressure, by tension, guilt, and even fear. Sure, you might still be getting things done, but your internal engine is burning this toxic, totally unsustainable fuel. And the results of living in this unstable, reactive state, I'm guessing they sound pretty familiar. Small obstacles suddenly feel like giant boulders. A little bit of rejection feels intensely personal. Feedback, even when it's helpful, feels like an attack. Delays are infuriating, and any kind of uncertainty is just completely exhausting. You're just so much more easily drained by, well, everything. So, if blaming ourselves is the wrong way to go, what's the right one? Well, it all starts by asking a much better and frankly, a more compassionate question. It's about shifting our focus away from forcing motivation and toward building stability. And this right here, this is the most important shift you can make. We've got to stop asking, how can I force myself to be more motivated, and instead start asking, what helps me remain emotionally steadier while I work? This one question changes the entire game. It reframes the problem from being a personal failing to being a simple need for support. And steadiness isn't some vague, abstract idea. It comes from real, concrete actions. Maybe it means getting more recovery and rest, or having a better daily structure. It could be about getting stronger support from your team. Maybe it's reducing your workload, or finally setting some healthier boundaries. You know, sometimes it's as simple as just putting a little less pressure on yourself. So what is all this building toward? It's about consciously constructing your own foundation for drive. It's about designing an inner system for yourself that is resilient, supportive, and actually built to last. Look, if you only take one single thing away from this, let it be this. Self-motivation is not just a mindset issue, it is a regulation issue. You don't need to force more drive. You need to cultivate the inner steadiness that lets you actually use the drive you already have. So where do you start? Right here, with one simple micro action. Just take a quiet moment for yourself and complete this sentence. My motivation becomes most fragile when. Answering that question, honestly, is your first step. It's the beginning of building a foundation where your motivation can finally, truly thrive.